Okay, we are live. Are live, large and in charge.
Hi, I'm Pansy. This is Justin. Welcome to our podcast, Friends with Benefits.
Welcome, family. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Pansy?
I am doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm better. I'm
Yeah,
better. I had one of those days today, you know what I mean?
yeah, I do.
I'm not gonna bore everybody with it, but it's I was driving back home and I was just thinking to myself, why am I giving my energy to all this? Right? And so once I started thinking in that way, like I calmed down, you know. But that's business. That's life.
Yeah,
You're gonna deal with knuckleheads
yeah,
and you're gonna deal with things that you don't want to deal with.
yeah.
And but you have to. Like what's the other choice? Are you just gonna give up, I guess? It's a choice.
some people take that option,
Yeah, it's a choice.
you know.
That's would you say that that's when you really truly fail is when you give up?
Absolutely. That's the only way you fail is when you just give up.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
mean,
a
you gotta be crazy to start a business. A little bit.
I don't know
A
if
little bit crazy.
crazy is the word I would use. But you definitely have to have a lot of gumption. Let's use that word.
Gumption. That's a very old word.
I know.
Um,
I
yeah,
guess I'm a
no,
very
you're
old
right.
person now.
You're right though. You gotta have a lot of gumption.
Yeah.
You gotta and discipline as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Um,
were talking in one of Jesse's Zoom about accountability and stuff like that.
mhm.
And
Actually, that's a good. So anybody who's watching this, comment below about have you ever looked for an accountability partner before? And if you have you found one? And if you have found one, were you guys actually keeping each other accountable? You know?
that's the thing though. I don't think that everyone quite grasps the concept of what accountability is or what an accountability partner should or should not be helping with or what they're there for. Because even I had a hard time grasping the concept, because I feel like I keep myself accountable. I had no choice. For the most part, I've taken care of myself from a very young age,
Yeah.
So if something didn't get done, it was my fault.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
I didn't really have anyone else to blame anyway. um but I did get some guidance on exactly what that's about. um and I have an accountability group.
Hmm.
You and I are keeping each other accountable for the most part.
Hmm.
I think we can still improve on that, right?
Yeah. Well, what would you say like the ideal accountability partner looks like? Like on both sides, like both people should be doing it, but what would you say is like the ideal scenario?
I don't know what the idea, like I said, I'm still grasping what it is to have an accountability.
I would say one or if not both of you, and this is what I'm trying to work on too, but one, if not both of you, should be keeping track of the things that need to get done in the business or in your partnership or whatever you're doing. So there should be goals, there should be steps that both of you need to take, and you should both be holding each other accountable like, hey, did you get that done yesterday? Okay, we're going to do this today. Let's do this today. One, two, three, break. And then you go do it or you do it together. And then you come back and see if each other did it, right?
Okay, well, we can put that in place.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just what I envision it to be. Like I'm sure other people have different ideas about what an accountability partner should look like. I can tell you though, Pansy, I'm with you on this. Like have not had a lot of luck with accountability partners.
I think it's more, you have to be honest, right? You have to be honest first with yourself.
Yeah.
of the things that you quite possibly aren't doing aren't doing it at all, or aren't doing up to the standards that you know you could do,
Yeah.
right?
But
And
sometimes
then,
it takes another person to point that out to you, though, right?
yes, it does sometimes. That's what I'm saying, though. But if you're coming into an accountability group and the person doesn't know exactly what you are supposed to be accountable for, because you ultimately have to know that yourself,
Yeah, that's true.
right? What do I have to be accountable for? I mean, you're accountable for taking care of your own health, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whatnot.
Ooh, that's a good one. I
And
like that one.
we're not even good at that half the time.
Yeah, I like
You
that one though. Like, hey,
Sometimes we got to be reminded to feed our damn selves.
yeah. Yeah, like that's one thing Pansy does for me a lot is she'll just remind, like, have you eaten yet? You sound like you're hangry. Um, and believe it or not, like there's times where no, you know what, I haven't eaten yet, actually. I haven't had crap to eat since like last night for dinner or whatever, you know? And so I like that, taking care of holding each other accountable to your health. But so you both should have like know what each other is accountable for. Like, hey, let's assign each other something to be accountable for. Let's at least get that defined, right? And then once we have that defined, let's pick a day or multiple days during the week that we get back together. It doesn't have to be for a long time necessarily. It's kind of up to you if you want it to be, I guess. But you get back together at least once or twice a week and be like, okay, I did this thing. Did you do your thing? And if not, why? And let's try and get it done now
Yeah,
or whatever, right?
yeah.
Uh, so I'll eventually do an episode. I'd like to do an episode um, where I talk to show everybody how to actually organize their Google Calendar if you guys use Google Calendar or even just your calendar. Um, because there's actually a way to do it, and once I was shown this way to do it, it was actually really helpful. At least it was for me. I don't know if it'll be helpful for everyone, but it's worthwhile to know about anyway. Okay. Well, I would like to bring up our guest. I'm excited to bring this individual up. He's been at the real estate game for a while now. He's done well for himself. He's built himself a little real estate empire. He's done well for himself in multifamily. And he's also jumped in. He's a CPA, which is going to be the topic for today. We're going to get into that discussion. But Jason Malabute, he's from Los Angeles, California. He's a CPA, and I'll bring him up right now. Jason, I'm going to bring you up right now and let him tell you himself. What's up, Jason?
Hey guys, hey Justin, hey Pansy. I really appreciate you guys having me on your platform.
Of course,
Thank
man.
you for joining us and
Of course.
sharing your knowledge.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So Jason, yeah, Jason's from Los Angeles. Lived there most of his life, right? You've been in Los Angeles most of your life,
All,
right?
all my life.
All his life. Okay, all his life. And and what I guess one of my first questions for you, because and we'll get into the CPA stuff, but what got you into real estate specifically?
So what's crazy is that what got me into real estate is like accounting and tax, and what got me back into the accounting and tax is the real estate. So
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
everything goes in a full circle. So to answer your question, how did I get into real estate? Well, to make the long story short, I
mm,
always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what kind of business I wanted to be in.
yeah,
So fast forward, once I became a CPA in 2015,
yeah,
I was doing one of my clients' tax returns, who
Mhm.
just happened to have a rental property.
Oh, wow.
Then I was sitting there and thinking, wow, this person makes thousands of dollars on this property annually.
Yeah.
Eh, And it doesn't matter if they go to work or not, that money comes in every single month. So I said, wow, this looks like a business that I want to be in. So in 2018, I started studying real estate. I must have watched all the Bigger Pockets podcasts. I must have read all the books.
Yeah.
I was asking a bazillion questions on the Bigger Pockets forum. Then, and in 2019, that's when I pulled the trigger and actually started buying properties out in Indianapolis, Indiana, and then
Okay.
everything is history after that.
Yeah.
Nice. Are
That's
you
a,
still investing in Indianapolis?
No, so I sold all my properties out in Indianapolis, Indiana, all the single family homes, but I I made money, but I think knowing what I know now, I think I should have kept at least a couple of them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hindsight's 2020, right? Do you
That's what I
mind?
was just gonna say. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, we
I wanted to go back. You had said that you're doing the taxes for this person who has a rental property. I find that interesting that you picked up on that because there's several times I've spoken to people in certain industries that handle similar things, but they're just looking at the numbers and trying to get those papers done. They're not paying attention to actually what is behind those numbers and how it could help them more than just doing those people's taxes or whatever. So, you being that observant doesn't, not many people do that, dig that deep and really understand what they're looking at and then utilize it, right?
yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah. I think most accountants, right? Most accountants are con conservative in nature, and I'm pretty conservative too, but what I mean in this context is that most accountants are so conservative that they're scared of risk, meaning like
Yeah.
they're, they're around entrepreneurs all day because that's their client base, but most of them are not going to start their own firm.
Yeah.
And I guess that was my biggest difference is I guess I'm a little bit crazy because I woke up one day thinking, you know what? I think I want to have my own accounting firm, and
Yeah. That's amazing.
yeah,
So well, it's like I was telling Pansy, and take this for what it is. All entrepreneurs, in my mind, we all have the crazy is not the right word. I agree with Pansy on that. We all kind of have to be a screw's got to be a little bit loose. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because why would I go do that? I can just I have a job. I could just be comfortable in this job, make money, and not have to worry about any of that, right? And when you get into entrepreneurship, it's like the whole. Sometimes it feels like the entire weight of the world gets thrown on you. Uh,
that.
so yeah, no, that's awesome though, man. Um, so what what was it that transition, or what was it that got you into being a CPA? Was it just because you were good with numbers and or you were interested in the tax side of it, or?
No, no, neither of those things. Like, growing up, like, I always wanted to be a professional basketball player, and in fact, when I was growing up, there was nothing that you could have said to to to, to have me thinking that I would not be the first professional basketball player with a disability, but obviously that did not work out to my plans.
Yeah,
So
such
so
is life.
so I remember going to college and my mom recommending that I be an accountant because she said that once you become an accountant, you will be good with your money. And once you own your own business one day, you'll know what's going on with your money. And at the time, I said, I have no idea what an accountant is, but I don't have any other better idea, so let's do it. So that's how I got into accounting.
That's great.
Nice.
That's great. And despite and you did it despite your disability, which I find amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes about who you are, your work ethic, your dedication, your drive, your discipline, all those things, right? It's
Yeah.
like even today, like caught myself whining about crap, you know? I was in a bad mood because I was dealing with some stuff and it was like, why am I giving my energy to this, right? There's especially there's people that got it way worse than us, Jason, right? Like there's
Yeah.
people that got it way worse than us.
Yeah.
So, um, what would you say? And I want to get into talking more about the business, the real estate investing and CPA side of things. What's the one of the most common mistakes that you see clients making on their taxes that they could like easily avoid with the right advice or with the right guidance?
That's such a great question. I mean, basically, I've seen everybody is different because everybody's investment is different, everybody's situation is different. But if I had to pick one thing, is that not claiming all of the deductions on the rental property,
Yeah,
meaning meaning I asked the client what kind of a property do you own? And they say, I have a single family house or I have a multi-family property. It was built in the 1960s and the 1970s, if not older. Then I go to the tax return, I go to the Schedule E, and then I see that there's no repairs or maintenance claimed on the tax return. And as a landlord myself, I know for a fact that a property that's built in the 60s, 70s, even the 80s is going to have wear and tear, and the repairs and maintenance that's paid by the landlord is tax deductible. So
yeah,
I would say that's one of the things that I first catch on whenever I'm working with a new client.
yeah. And I'm sure, and I know that's true. Everybody's situation is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Where the property's at is a little bit, the location. There's so many different things that go into sort of making those decisions. Like for my property, it didn't make sense to take all of the deductions at once. Like that's just one example, right? Like I
Yeah.
wanted to spread it out. So could you could you walk me through a little bit of how a CPA for me as a entrepreneur, for the folks here, like how a CPA can add value just besides just filing taxes, but especially for real estate. Like what's some of the things a CPA can do besides just filing your taxes for you?
There's so many. There's a tax planning component of it,
Mhm.
which is where we are being proactive and creating a plan throughout the year
Yeah,
on how we could legally minimize the taxes.
yeah,
Um, and then also there's also a compliance situation as well, meaning that I remember one time I had a new client
mm,
and and one of the first things that we did was we reviewed her previous tax filings and she lives here in Los Angeles, but she has rentals in another state.
mhm.
And I noticed that her previous accountant never filed state tax returns for the for, for her rentals.
Wow,
So so we were able to catch her up with those tax filings, which which I could have been a big mess if she never filed those tax returns
that's a
because
big deal. Yeah,
as a
I know. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so it's important to do that. And then also I have a lot of clients who try to save money in their bookkeeping, and there's two things that I see there. Um, they either try to do the accounting themselves,
Mhm.
or or they try to save money by hiring people offshore
Mhm.
to do the accounting for them.
Yeah.
But like um if your background is not in accounting, I mean it's kind of hard to tell what's wrong and what's right. And then you might think that you're saving money up front, but when it comes to time to actually file your taxes, we have to make sure that your books is all correct, and then it ends up you're spending more money because we need to fix your books now.
Yeah, you have to go back in after the fact and go fix everything that you screwed up
Yeah,
because you're trying to save money on the front end.
yeah.
Yeah, like that was that's a lesson I've had to learn myself. Um, so let me ask you, if someone's looking for a CPA, looking for a new CPA, like what are some of the questions you would recommend people ask? Like what are some good qualifying questions that people can ask?
So first of all, something that people need to know is that not all CPAs are built the same. Not all CPAs have the same knowledge about your business. So it's kind of like it's kind of like when you go to a doctor, right? And then let's say, knock on wood, you have a brain tumor, let's say, right? A brain tumor, you're not gonna go to a heart doctor
Mhm.
about your brain tumor
Mhm.
because you need to go to a brain doctor who only works on those kinds of cases because they're going to be more familiar with your situation.
Mhm.
So the same thing with the accountants and CPAs is that everybody specializes in a particular subject or business. So you need to be screening that out. So if you are a real estate investor, be asking questions like, um, how long have you been in the business? How long have you been doing taxes? Do do you invest in real estate yourself? Because a lot of CPAs are book smart about real estate, but they've never really been in the trenches. They've never really invested in real estate before, so they can't really
Yeah.
relate with you.
Yeah.
And then also there's new tax laws that just came out on the 4th of July. So like I'll be asking them, what kind of training are you doing regarding the w- regarding the new tax law that's coming out? Um, can you tell me a time when you've been proactive about your clients?
Ooh, I like that one. I
Yeah.
like that one. That's
Yeah,
a good one.
because unfortunately what happens most of the time is that um clients come to the office around March and April, and then they want to maximize their tax deductions as much as possible, and by then by then most of our options is already out of the table. Um, a good accountant is a proactive accountant, and a proactive accountant is going to be working with you year round, not just during tax season, because then you have to know what's your client's um situation um all year long for you to be able to create a tax plan for them and then also implement the tax plan for them
Yeah.
as
So
well.
is that what now are you doing that with you're obviously doing that with your clients? Are you
Yeah.
meeting them like at least once or twice a year to kind of come together like that and strategize?
It really depends on the client.
Yeah.
Some clients need to meet once a year, some clients need to meet twice a year. Sometimes it's every quarter, sometimes it's every month. So it just really depends.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things to ask is like I love hearing horror stories. Stuff like the story you told us about found this woman who hadn't paid state taxes for who knows how long. What are some other horror stories you've ran into as a CPA that you could share with us?
Horror stories from the client's perspective or from the from
I would say from the client's perspective, yeah.
yeah, from the client's perspective. Like I I have a client right now who's facing a tax lien because they haven't paid their taxes in years. So now what I'm doing is I'm helping him get compliant, helping him file all his taxes. And then once we've done that, now I'm communicating with the IRS
Yeah.
to to help him set up a payment plan. So
Wow. Yeah.
so 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 that he could structure his payments in a way that's actually feasible to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so one of my follow-ups I like is so if you could give, let's say somebody's working with a CPA for the first time right now. Somebody just started working with a CPA for the first time. What's one good piece of advice you would give to that person who's working with a CPA for the first time?
you should care about your tax situation more than your CPA or your accountant because like here at our firm, right, we run everything through four core values.
Yeah.
And our biggest core value is our being obsessed, meaning we are obsessed with giving our clients a top service, you know, making sure that we are communicating everything that we need to communicate with the client and that we're on the same page with everything. But sometimes, with some clients, they don't they don't prioritize their tax and their accounting situation. It's all in the bottom, and then they go, I feel like I care more about their tax situation than they do, and then
Yeah.
I was just thinking that this is not gonna work because I go if you don't care about your tax situation, if you don't care about being compliant, if you don't care about being timely, if you don't care about minimizing your taxes as much as possible, then my hands are tied. Like there's only so much I could do.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. Your CPA, like it's like anything. You go hire a CPA, but you have to care
Yeah,
because there's things you're gonna have to, there's work you're gonna have to do,
yeah,
and you can't just hire a CPA and expect the CPA to do everything for you.
yeah.
Like you've actually got to take it. Would you say most of your clients do take an active role in the
Yeah,
process?
yeah. For the most part, for the most part, I'm, I'm, I'm very happy with my clients. I'm very thankful for my clients because because they are the ones who help us, pay their bills. And yes, some clients need more hand holding than others.
Yeah.
And um I'm okay with that, because I feel like that's part of the business. That's why they pay me the big bucks is to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and yeah, that's good to hear though. So what would you say, like, and I know we kind of covered some of the questions that you would ask a CPA, but what would you say if I'm like for me, for example, say I'm looking for a CPA, what are some of the red flags that I should look for? And I think you covered some of these with before, but let's talk about it again. Like if I'm looking, I'm interviewing or talking to a CPA, what are some of those red flags that you would say, like, hey, don't walk away from that CPA. Just
Yeah.
turn around, walk out the door, don't look
Um,
back.
I would say that if their prices are too low, right? So for example, like if they're doing it tax returns for only like $200 a pop, um, I, you cannot expect them to, to give you top advisory service. They're definitely not going to be proactive with you when it comes to tax planning. Because because they're charging so low that that like, they can't afford to go and spend a lot of time with you because they're working on volume. You
Yeah,
know, so,
yeah. That's a good point. So look, so one of the red flags is just like a low cost CPA, someone that's like really low dollar
yeah.
amount that's working volume.
yeah, and then also another one is just an accountant or CPA who said that um, they are a general CPA who 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 claims that they specialize in all kinds of businesses
Ah,
because that's almost impossible, you know. Our tax code is thousands of pages long, so like, it's impossible for a person to to be a specialist on all of those.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember I worked for a CPA and he had all of the tax code books, and like almost daily we would get pages that you have to replace because things change so much, you know? So that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good tip. So would you say, okay, obviously your basement bargain CPAs are probably not gonna, they're not gonna strategize with you. They're not gonna be able to spend the time that you need. CPAs that claim to be specialists in all kinds of other businesses is a red flag because usually a CPA will specialize. What a typical CPA, do they specialize in maybe one, two industries? Handful, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of like when you're a real estate investor, right? I talk to people who are just getting into real estate, and then they say that they're looking into like 10 different markets, and I tell them like, that's gonna be very hard for you to understand what's the economy, what is the biggest employers, what is what is the good part and the bad part
Yeah.
of 10 different markets. You know,
Yeah.
it's better just to specialize in 1 to 2 real estate markets at the max and really get to know those markets like the back of your hand. And the same thing applies with the tax code. You know, you can only specialize in a couple of things at a time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Those are good. I like that, man. Well, so Jason, first of all, thank you for coming on here and sharing this with us, sharing your wisdom with us. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, somebody wants to employ you as their CPA, how can they get a hold of you? What's the
Yeah,
best place to get a hold of you?
I would say that the best place to first um look into is our website, which is our realestatetactpro.com.
Real
Um,
estate.
that has, that has all of our information, uh, guarantees, and the services and all that. And also on August 5th, from starting at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be hosting a free webinar about the One Big Beautiful Bill. It's completely free,
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm going to be talking about how it's going to affect real estate investors and real estate professionals.
Could you give us a little teaser right now?
Yeah, so like there's over 100 provisions on there, and so like there's so many things in there like that, like the KPI deduction that got extended. You got the bonus depreciation.
Bonus
Oh,
appreciation.
that's coming back to 100%. Section 179 deduction that's got increased. There's like a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to ruin all of
No,
this.
that's okay. Yeah, that's
Uh,
okay. I appreciate you sharing that with it. Let me make sure I got your website right. You said what was the name of the website one more time?
realestatetexpro.com.
Realestatetaxpro.com. I spelled that wrong.
Yeah.
Let me bring this up really quick so people can see it. Pro.com. So they know they're going to the right website here. Share my screen real fast. There you go, right there, guys. That's the website right there.
Yeah, that's the one.
I
So I just
dropped
go,
a link in the chats that I took
yeah,
from an email that Jason sent me about the big beautiful, what was that? The webinar.
Yeah, the
I dropped the registration link into the chats
nice.
from
Okay,
the email. So hopefully it works if
yeah.
anybody's interested in that.
Then you
If
know,
not, just text me or something. I'll get it to you.
yeah, and you can find it right here. I'm on Jason's website
There
right
you
now. You
go.
just
Okay, right there.
scroll down a few sections here, and you can register right here.
um,
Oh, dropped the
um,
other thing in the wrong chat.
also you guys, I also wanted to mention that um if anybody is interested in meeting in person, I also co-host a monthly meetup
Oh wow,
for real estate investors and real estate professionals here in Los Angeles. And our next one is going to be on July 17th at the Lost Parrot in South Pasadena. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be having burgers, drinks, networking, uh, we're gonna have a lot of great guest speakers, so I would highly recommend that as well.
nice. So, um, one more time, could you say the location for me? I know it's in Los Angeles, and what was the location?
It's called Lost Parrot. It's in
Okay. Okay,
South Pasadena.
got it. Got it. All right, cool. Well, here's the website. And then just to obviously to connect
Can
with you,
you drop that in the chat for them?
the website.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Let me give you guys the meetup link as
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you to put the if you got a link to that, that would be great. Obviously you come to the website, click on schedule call, and if you want to register for the upcoming webinar, it's right here, just down a little bit. So
And we'll put it on the description of the video when it gets edited.
nice. And by the way, guys, Jason, do you have a little bit of time left?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So guys, if you guys have any questions, the folks that are here, feel free to raise your hand and bring you up and ask your question of Jason. You guys got tax questions, stuff like that, then Jason can answer. Obviously, we're not gonna look at your entire tax file with you on call, but if you got questions, let us know.
I just put the meetup link in the chat box.
Okay, cool,
Nice.
cool.
Now
I don't remember how to raise my hand.
on your website, can people make appointments with you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's a book a call, yeah, or schedule a call button, yeah, up at the
Okay.
top. Yeah. Nice looking website too, man. I like the website.
Was
Yeah.
Angel trying to ask something? I think we cut her off. Angel, were
Oh.
you unmuted?
Yeah, I can't remember how to raise my hand.
Here, I'm gonna bring you up. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
What's up,
Okay,
Angel?
so my question was, when I get my for-profit rental business started, it is eventually going to have the proceeds going towards my nonprofit veteran project. Should I have the for-profit set up under the nonprofit or vice versa?
I can honestly say that I'm probably not the best person for that because like I'm non-profit is another specialty and that's not my specialty, but I do know a CPA who does specializes in nonprofits. So if you want me to go and connect you guys, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Thanks, Jason.
Okay, I got one more. I'm sorry.
No, don't
No,
be
go for it.
sorry.
Don't
Go
be
for
sorry.
it.
Yeah. Go for it.
So, are there major differences or whatnot between long-term and short-term rental taxation?
Yeah. So they go one of the biggest things is that short-term rentals they are treated like a hotel and not like a rental property. And one of the biggest things that you will see that is in depreciation.
Yeah.
For example, right, like when you have a regular long-term rental property, that is depreciated in 27.5 years. But when you have a short-term rental property, that's depreciated in 39 years. Why is that important? Why does that matter to you? So like since a short-term rental is 39 years, that means that you're gonna get a smaller amount of a depreciation.
Yeah. Over that time. Yeah.
Where would a midterm rental be considered?
A midterm rental would still be 27.5 years, just like a long-term rental.
Okay.
Yeah, and how do you classify what's a short-term rental? A short-term rental is anything that has leases that is an average 7 days or less.
Okay.
Good to
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Good questions, Angela. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, if we don't have any other questions, I think we're getting to the end here. But obviously, folks who are on the call right now, if you guys want to hang out afterwards, Jason, you're welcome to hang out and have a conversation with everybody, if you have the time. But as far as the podcast and all of that, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it unless you have anything else you want to add, Pansy.
Oh, well, yeah, I do have a few things.
Sure.
For one, I know that I have been speaking about a speaker competition that I entered, right?
Mhm.
Well, I thought I was completely out, and then there was a wild card round, so I'm back in. So by the end of July, I have to come up, thanks, Justin. I have to come up with a 10-minute speech. So I'll be working on that. I've been working on that, So another
You and
thing,
I need to do an episode about your process, like how that goes for you, and just the whole thing, like the whole
yeah.
experience for you. We need to talk about that. But
So
yeah.
another thing that we have been speaking about, and I've been talking about on my socials and everything, is Jesse Stanton, Amber McCullum, Kevin Schweiler, and Creighton Bertrand are doing an event next weekend. It's not too late to get in on it. Salt Lake City, Utah, the Unstoppable event.
Mhm.
They promise that you're going to walk out of there and have your business plan and know what you're doing. Or you get your money back if you don't feel like you got any value out of it. $6.97 gets you the basic ticket, but you buy one, get one free. And then it's like 1,500 or maybe 2,500. I forget after that, but that's it. Anyways, we'll drop the information. Message me, not like directly. If you catch this and you're interested and you want to make it there, I can get you the link right away.
Love it. And we'll put it in the description to you guys. So if you're watching this after the fact, It'll be in the description.
Another thing, Justin,
Yeah, go for it.
we're adding a day to the podcast
Mm-hmm.
with my friend Angel that was just up here.
Yeah, Pansy and Angel are going to be doing a show together, do an episode together during the week, which is awesome. I think you guys will do really well. So anyway, Jason, thank you again for being here with us. We appreciate you coming in and sharing your expertise and answering our questions. And for everyone watching, I'll have Jason's info, but in the description, and you guys can go find Jason and seek out his CPA expertise as well. So for Pansy, Justin, the Friends with Benefits podcast, appreciate you guys being here. Thank you all for joining us, and thanks for folks that keep coming back. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Jason.